All right, guys, welcome back to part two of the Hammer guitar. Now, it's been a while since we got started on this, and obviously things got kind of hectic. I kind of ran out of time, but today we're going to start on number one. We're going to disassemble the guitar, and just kind of as a reminder what's going on here. So we've got a P90 pick guard for it. We're going to go with the Wilkinson stacked P90, and that's why we've got to do a little bit of modification to the body. So now, first thing we need to figure out is whether or not we're going to be able to actually do this route. And so the way we do that is I have my engineer's rule here, and basically I'll just use this as a flat surface to kind of tell us where the back side of this guitar is. Take this guy, just come on, very simply, I want it to touch the body of the guitar and the pickguard at the same time. And that will give me roundabout what the thickness of the guitar is. So what we're looking at here, this side is the 30 seconds, and it's on 20. So 20, 30 seconds is about 1 inch and 5/8, if I am correct here. Now the second step is, let's just go ahead and measure the pickup, but we're not going to use the little slide deal because we don't necessarily need to. We just need to see roundabout where we're at. And so the total height of the pickup is about 1 inch. So we do have plenty of room to be able to go ahead and route out some of that cavity there and make that deep enough to be able to afford this pickup. Now, had we have chosen just the regular P90, it would have been a little bit simpler. I probably could have installed it in the route that's already in the guitar, but that's okay. And looking at the screws here, yeah, even if it was tightened all the way down to the body, we should be pretty well okay. And mind you, even though, we're going to bring that route down probably to about 1 inch, it's not going to quite sit down exactly that far. It will be sticking up just a little bit, and we might even go just a fuzz more. Maybe we'll go down to like 1 inch and 1/16, something like that, just to give us a little bit more room. Now, one of the issues is even though the pick guard that is currently on here is a 3-ply, it became very evident after I purchased the new pick guard and just kind of tried to mock it up on here that this guitar was not built to have a 3-ply. It does have the gap underneath the neck to where the pick guard should be able to slip underneath, but a 3-ply just doesn't work for that. Now, we've got kind of two options. We can try to somehow cut away the very front of the pick guard here to where we get down to that first ply. That way it slides underneath. Or we can get in there probably with the Dremel and kind of trim away at the front here until it just slides into place. And I think that's what we're gonna do. My biggest concern is, will the route match up? And come on, off of there. What's going on here? Oh, I missed a screw. How did I do that? How did we do that? I don't get it. All right. That should come off quite a bit easier now. Muy better. And so if we go ahead and kind of match this up with where it's going to sit, it does look to me like it's going to match up pretty stinking well. One thing I do want to do is look to see exactly how deep this route is right now. So we're at, shoot, just barely 3/4 of an inch. So obviously, like I said, if it had been a smaller pickup, like a regular P90, not this stacked. See, if it wasn't the stacked, you've got this big space here between the bottom of the cover and where the base of the pickup is. On a P90 that's not stacked, this base would be pretty well flush with the bottom of the cover. So, you know, we wouldn't really have to do much anything, if anything at all. Let's see, what does that cover? Yeah, so you'd still have darn near 1/4 of an inch. So we did make this a little bit difficult by selecting this pickup, but this is a much hotter pickup. Maybe that's not the best thing, but I don't know. Don't necessarily care either. Like I said in the previous video, this Seymour Duncan 1/4 pound is a, I think it's 15.9, but basically it's a 16K output pickup. And then this Wilkinson, I want to say, was 16 as well. Maybe it was only 15. I don't remember. Hang on, I think we can actually figure that out. If I can remember what's what on this pickup. Somewhere, I believe I still have the wiring diagram. If not, it is online. But, so let's go ahead, stick that there. Let's see, I believe, oh, this is simple. Easy freaking peasy. All right. So I'm seeing around 11K actually, which, guess whatever. Yeah, about 10, 11. So a little bit lower than advertised, but that's okay. You know, one option would be, I guess, if that pick guard decides not to work out, or if it breaks or whatever, you know, it wouldn't actually look that bad to just to magnetize all the screws to the pickup like an idiot. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like fun. Yeah, it wouldn't look that bad to just surface mount that guy. It really wouldn't, especially when we're all done with this thing. I am going to bring it back to a more of a tobacco burst. The other thing that I'm going to do while I have the guitar apart is I'm going to go ahead and finish this comfort carve. Do more of like a Strat forearm bevel. And that's just going to make life easier, honestly. That's one of the things with a Telecaster. Like, it is what it is. You put up with it. It's not like it's the only guitar in the bunch that is like that. I mean, Les Pauls are very, very thick. But they're just slightly uncomfortable to play. And it's just because you're reaching around. Oh goodness. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to take these tuners off and either install them to where they are straight the way that they are supposed to be and in the correct order, because also, as mentioned in the last video, they're not put on correctly. This should be your high E, this one should be your B, that should be your G, and these are reverse ordered as well. I don't know how that would happen. My assumption, though, looking at the back of the headstock, is these weren't the stock tuners. While I do still think that this is more than likely a USA model based on the serial number, those were not original. The other thing is this particular tuner is missing the little, there's a little piece in here that the screw on the back connects with, and that's what pushes up against the string. So one of the locking tuners is not a locking tuner. Not the end of the world. I do hate cutting these strings because they are brand new. I put them on when I set up the guitar, which, yeah, it was a while ago, but it hasn't seen that much play. And I really like playing this guitar, but you know what? It is what it is. Strings are not that expensive. We will survive. And it's a necessary thing, you know. We have to take them off to be able to get the bridge off. We need to get the bridge off so that we can go ahead and route out the guitar. Now, as far as the actual woodworking goes, I am not going to do that on camera. I do not have a good space to do so. And so that part I will explain the process that I've gone through, but that I will not do on camera, unfortunately. At some point, I will have a space set up for that, but as of right now, I do not. So, oh, come on, dude. What the crap? How did that happen? You know, it's funny. As soon as your camera turns on, anything and everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong. So all these hiccups that you wouldn't have off camera, oh yeah, baby. All right. Okay. So we'll set those, well, actually, straight into the trash. Forgot that. That is a must. If you've got a workstation for setting up your guitars, doing any kind of solder work, whatever, get a trash can, put it underneath said workstation, and keep your workstation clean. It is so much nicer not having to go back after the fact and clean this stuff up. Now, this is all pretty easy to take apart. The one thing to note is when you're dealing with the bridge screws, yeah, you could take them out with a power screwdriver if you really wanted to. However, you got to be careful when you're putting them in, because if you somehow over tighten these to where they pull wood grain and it allows that bridge to move around, you're going to be in for some troubles. And then really the only solution is, I guess if you can go to a slightly larger screw, that would be an option. But other than that, it would be plugging those holes and re-drilling. So there is my bridge ground. Sweet. And it does look like somebody put a little bit of copper tape underneath. It's kind of interesting. I usually do the entire cavity, but that's just me. There's nothing saying that what I do is the honest to God correct way of doing things. So, I probably should keep these in the correct order, but I think most of the body screws, all except for the bridge screws, are basically the same. So I could be really nice and just desolder these wires. But for the sake of expediency, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to clip these guys. Wow, that is tight. That's going to be fun to resolder. Oh wait, no, we are not going to resolder that like that. So these, that's right. So, that is one of the things, is since we are going to drill this control plate, and we're going to put in a selector switch, which is right here. So kind of like a Les Paul style selector switch. And I should actually measure that for clearance as well. Let's go ahead and get you out of there. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and check that out. Let's make sure, because if I have to route out that cavity too, or probably not route it out, I'd figure out exactly where it's going to be, and I'd just take it with a Forstner bit and just drill it a little deeper. Oh yeah, there's lots of room. Cool. I just saw something interesting. So, what does that say? It says for Laughing Bear Vintage. Wait, that's not vintage. Vintiques? Laughing Bear Vintage, or Vintiques? For Ted at Laughing Bear Vintiques, one of 2001, and it's got dude's signature. So this control plate was actually made for whoever customized this guitar. What in the world? Oh, I see what they did. So they added an extra ground that's essentially, they soldered it to the shielding tape that they installed in here, and then they just ran this wire up, and it's grounding out at the control plate. Now, one way to get around doing that would be actually to take that tape and allow it to come up over the edge here. It doesn't have to come over the edge very much, just a little bit, but when you tighten down your control plate and it makes contact with that, then you've made kind of a Faraday cage, and it gets rid of the ground hum. Well, I should have done this first, or one of the earlier steps. See, the things you think about after the fact. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this was an updated jack. It is actually kind of difficult to plug the guitar in. Let's take a look at it. Oh, nope, it's just a single. I was thinking it was one of those ones where it's got the three connectors so that it's got a real solid connection. So obviously, from the looks of it, this came kind of pre-wired. So what we're going to end up having to do is we're going to just connect the harness from here to that switch, and then the pickups will connect to the switch. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, and for this last part, let's go ahead and get rid of this guy and set down flat. One of the things I should mention before we get too far in here is this neck's at the wrong angle. One of the things that I've noticed when I set up the guitar is I have these saddles as far up as they can possibly go. I could put longer screws in them maybe, but they're actually relatively high. And I'm thinking what's going on here is this neck needs to be shimmed a little bit. Now, if we play with the shims and it still has issues, obviously, I'll put longer screws in there. But you shouldn't have to. That really shouldn't be a thing at all. Let's go to a Phillips 2 on that. These multi-screwdrivers are super handy. And I keep one in every single guitar case I have, just for doing on-the-fly repairs or whatever. But it'll be interesting to see what we've got going on. The previous owner said there was actually some markings. They gave an indication of the year of manufacture, more so than just the serial number, which has been extremely hard to look up, because while these guitars actually do have a following, they're not, you know, the craziest guitars out there. All right. Now, okay. Take that back plate off. The neck does have a good fit. Okay. All right, so we do. Awesome. So, all right, so our neck, I don't know if we can see this, is stamped July of 97 and the body August of 97. So that is that. So now we know the year of manufacture. This was a 1997 model. I believe we figured out it was a T51 or T5. I don't know. I still don't know. All right, so when we come back, we're going to go ahead and have this cavity routed out, and it'll be kind of reassembly phase. We'll go ahead and get that switch installed and resolder. Now, another thing that can be done, and maybe I'll leave that up to you guys, is this is splittable. So we can actually put this down to a vintage output. So if you guys would like to see that, go ahead and let me know, and I'll go ahead and swap out this volume pot for a push-pull. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. And stay tuned for the next episode. I'll see you guys later.